Hello friends, welcome back to Shoemanifesto and welcome to the studio. This is the first video in a series that will see me take an original design idea and create a prototype pair of shoes from it. This is where ideas begin to manifest. The first few videos in every series represent preliminary work and are all about communication, both creative and technical. And that's what design is really about. Every product or service that you can think of began somewhere as an idea. The goal for today is to have a very clear vision of the project. In just a few minutes, we're going to use a lightbox and dry erase to discuss ideas on things like color and construction and materials. And we'll end out this video with a freehand pencil sketch. Now, a little caveat. I do include a lot of shoe art and rendering in my work, but being a good designer doesn't necessarily require that you be a great artist. Just have an ability and some vehicle for communicating your ideas. An eye for style and trend is arguably more valuable for a designer. I'd like to start by telling you a bit of where my design ideas can come from. My preference, and what we're going to do for this project, is to use a design from my archive. And essentially that's why I started the Shoemanifesto channel. I can make completely original designs that evolve from thumbnail sketching and ideation. That is the best way to approach it if I'm trying to be timely with a current trend or a seasonal color. A design can be a unique take on a classic style or silhouette, which is especially true in menswear. Another way that I can be inspired is by something that I call snapshots. A snapshot is where I see something that triggers a thought, or even in my dreams, sometimes I see shoes. I keep a paper and pencil by my nightstand, and sometimes I've woken up and drawn out sketches. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. And when it does, if it's something that I like or that I think it has potential, then I'll develop those ideas even more. Some of my challenges. I'm trying to avoid making something that someone could find in a store, or when they see it, feel as though they've seen that before. It's not really an easy thing to do. Sometimes I encounter a creative block, or on the opposite end of that spectrum, my ideas outstrip my current capabilities. A trick that can often help me is to take several design ideas, consolidate them, and then edit those down. At any rate, it'll be fine because, again, here on Shoemanifesto, I have total creative freedom. All right, here we go. For the first project, again, I'm going to pull one from the archive that I've known that I've wanted to do for a long time. It's high, it's red, it's strappy, and if it's executed well, it'll be glamorous. So I'm going to go set up the light box and we'll get our first looks and talk more about this design. Here we are at the light box. I remember when I first created this design. It was created along with another one and both were inspired by flowers. This one roses and the other was purple orchids. I was feeling very literal and wanted to use line and shape and overlapping and folding material to make them sculptural. I also wanted to incorporate asymmetry and negative space. So the first thing we'll do is we'll sketch it out real quick, get a look at it, and as we go I'll break down all of the design elements and discuss them. For this project, these prototype shoes will be cement construction. The heel height will be 120. The colorway will be red. The silhouette will be something like a dorsey, something like a T-strap. The toe shape is somewhere between a pointy toe and an almond. Let's just call it elongated. The closures, the trims and findings will be an oval-shaped buckle and a snap. Both of those will have a gold finish. 120 millimeter heel height. Stiletto heel. Single sole. Closed toe box. Again, slightly rounded, not pointy, not almond. The upper itself is completely asymmetrical, and it has beautiful sweeping lines. The throat line here dips just below the break point, the B line, and it sweeps up on the medial side and becomes the main strap across the cone. And that goes under this plastic strip, and that ends with a snap closure. This is a plastic strip that starts at the heel counter, and it ends just behind the pinky metatarsal on the lateral side. And these plastic pieces will be on the lateral side only. They'll be finished in gold. This gold strip does serve a slight function. It'll have some flex to it that will allow this main strap to move during wear. The heel counter is symmetrical for both the lateral and medial. It'll start high, and it will have a partial center back seam to about here, like a dart at the bottom for fit. There's an ankle strap that forms kind of a crisscross with the main strap near the ankle on the medial side. For edge treatments, I envision black piping all around the main piece. The ankle strap and the heel counter will have rolled edge only. I'm going to use a small elastic that'll be incorporated into the strap, hidden under the buckle. I'll be adding top line tape to prevent stretching of the upper pattern pieces. Hidden, of course, you won't see them. They'll start here at the throat line and continue all the way around through this main piece. I'm also going to use a piece of top line tape in this strap to prevent stretch. And I'll put a piece of top line tape in the heel counter as well. I'll be making my own elastic stiffener for this project to keep the shape of the upper. Again, that's of course not seen. I'll be using these stiffeners for the toe puff here and also for the heel counter. I don't think I'm going to go all the way up the back line of the heel counter. I'll just keep it here and we'll wrap around straight. The outsoles will be a natural finish leather with burnished edge, and that will be cemented on. I'll be making those, and they'll go from under the toe all the way up the insole board to covering the inside of the heel. Let's talk a little bit about the last that we're going to make. Again, 4 1/4 heel height. The wedge angle here, this wedge angle is about 135 degrees. I'm going to make these last approximately a US 8, UK 6, Euro 39, I believe. The last shape will be similar to a sandal, but with a slightly elongated toe box. They'll have a taller top line so that I can accommodate for the straps, which are pretty high up on the medial side, definitely above the ankle. I don't think that I'll need to split the last in order to get it out of the shoe when the shoe is complete. All I have to do is open both of these straps, and the last will pull right out. The upper itself will be red. We'll have a red colorway. And I think that I'll use matching thread. But here's the thing. The lining of this upper is going to be natural tan color inside the heel and under this main strap here, as well as under the toe box. But the upper itself is red. Even the stitching will be red to match. But I don't think I want to have red stitching showing over the lining. So I think I'm going to load 2 different colored threads in the machine. I'll have red for the top stitch, and then I'll use a tan for the bobbin thread. This piece here at the front is black leather with 2 leather woven strips that I'll attach by sewing them from underneath. There are a few pretty big challenges with this project. The biggest challenge will be good pattern making. These patterns are going to be very technical. I have to keep an eye on the spring and on the allowances. I could run out of room in the material really fast. Because of that, I may have to create seams. I'm definitely going to make a first set in PU and check for tight singing patterns. This is our first project, and already I think you can see that this is going to push me both creatively and technically. Here's one of my old lasts that I made. On the last, the size of the throat opening, I have to get that just right so that the sizing and the length of the strap will be correct and it will fit properly. I need to put more thought into that gold piece, and since it will be some sort of plastic, I'll have to heat form it, flatten the ends, use punch irons, and probably sew those in by hand. I'm also thinking about dyeing the upper on this project. In my sketch I have it as red, but it could be interesting to have almost a tie-dye effect. Some black edges or drips or something like an ombre effect. I was thinking about using red leather, but what if it was a heavy-duty plain weave, like chintz or linen or chino? More to think about. That was fun. I'm going to leave you with a montage of me taking all of these ideas and making a pencil sketch for this project. In the next video of the series, I'll be getting more into the artwork side with marker and colored pencil sketch, and also a computer rendering using Adobe Illustrator. As an aside, as we go, I'll be posting progress pics and updates to Shoemanifesto Instagram and Facebook pages. Be sure to check those out because that is where you can see past completed projects, and seeing those will give you a sense of how this channel will operate. Now, all YouTubers want the same thing. The likes, the comments, the shares, the subs. Yes, those are all terrific, and please do interact with the channel. Those things do help, and I would love that. But it's equally important to me to create a channel of substance, something that anyone can look at, see something that they identify with, and draw inspiration from that. So the call to action for this video is to reach out to someone in your life who may have mentioned in the past that they had a business idea, or you know they can sing, or can write, or can draw, or perhaps speak in public. I want you to introduce them to Shoemanifesto, because that is the core of the community that I want to build and serve. Shoemanifesto may be long in coming, but this is the no-quit channel. This is where determination lives. I'm living proof of it. Enjoy the following edit. Don't ever give up on your dream. See you in the next one.